Hey there. Hey guys, I wanted to talk about my week. So I was on holiday this week, so you haven't heard from me in a little bit. Um, but during the week, my brother-in-law flew out. My brother and my sister flew out from Saskatchewan, and my brother-in-law ran a half Ironman up in Huntsville. So I know a few people I mentioned that to, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my brother-in-law did that," or so and so is also doing that. So, you know, I'm not a runner, so it doesn't excite me. So, I'm just like, good for you. That's awesome. Like, I've tried to run before. I've done like a 5K. That's good. I tried to train for 10K, but it just didn't suit me and my personality. So, I said, okay, sure, I'll go cheer. Why not? So actually, I had a lot of fun cheering. I loved the excitement. So we were downtown Huntsville and we were lining the streets, cute little town, and just cheering for all these people. And we saw our athlete, we saw Jeff a couple times running back and forth. Um, but but really it was just the excitement of it all. It was a nice day, and it was just nice to get out there. Hey Jen. So I'm just talking about movement and talking about my brother-in-law running this half Ironman. So it actually, like, it doesn't interest me at all. But what I did think was cool was that, it was something for him to look forward to, like traveling somewhere for an event, and you're with people you get along with, or you have something in common with. Um, and Carrie and I at my clinic, Carrie's the other naturopath at the clinic, we we coined something called Walk the World. So what that is, it's about figuring out what lights you up, what inspires you, what gets you excited about movement, because it's really important that we all move. We all know that a sedentary lifestyle is not good for our health. We all know that we want to get our kids moving. We all know that this generation of kids is going to be more obese and going to have less life expectancy than their parents. So what we really need to do is encourage healthy lifestyles, and part of that is an active lifestyle. So how do we do that as parents? And I struggle with that as well. I've been working with my personal trainer, Alyssa, who's awesome. And it's good, but it doesn't really excite me. It doesn't really get me going. So there's something missing. There's a piece for me. With this Walk the World, what we talk about is figuring out something that you really love to do. So with the Walk the World, it's about figuring out what you love to do exercise-wise. So I had one friend, and it was her and her husband's mission to walk the full Bruce Trail. So they printed off the full Bruce Trail, and they had it up on their wall. And each weekend they would walk a piece, and then they would take their marker and draw that piece. So that was their mission. It was a really cool family mission like that. And so the whole idea about Walk the World is, whatever your sport is or whatever your activity is, how can you do it in other places, or how can you build that around hey Alyssa, I gave you a shout out, my lovely personal trainer, but how can you inspire your family and maybe have some goals? So figuring out what kind of activity do you like to do, and then how can you guys do it with your family, and then maybe also incorporate that into activities or travel. So if you're fortunate enough to have enough money for vacation, but even around here. So if you are a family who likes to run, for instance, or hike, so consider that kind of hike, or I was at MEC today and I saw a book called Waterfalls of Ontario. So wouldn't that be a cool, June to September, or maybe that you can even do that in the winter. Hey Jen, got a few people watching. So maybe the waterfalls, maybe that'd be your mission, to take pictures of as many waterfalls in Ontario as possible. So that's doable, right? You can get out to different places and take different pictures. And then what about, say you love to dance? Like, this is something that I love to do. I grew up dancing. I did a lot of ballet and tap, and I did a lot of folk dancing too. So we did dances from all different kinds of countries. And whenever I salsa dance, I just love it. And I know that that's a way that, you know, that I could, for instance, I'm just looking into it, but learning to salsa again, and then you visit different places. So maybe, you know, I have a friend who lives in New York City, and he goes to salsa clubs almost every weekend, and wherever he travels, he looks for the best salsa club. So wouldn't that be cool? Just kind of to check off your bucket list of like, okay, I've visited 10 different salsa clubs in 5 different continents, whatever. So the whole Walk the World is what's going to inspire you as a person, as a mom, what's going to inspire you to get moving and get excited about moving, whether it's swimming, whether it's playing volleyball or whatever, and then how can we incorporate our kids in it too? So even if it starts out as mini goals, like if they're really little right now, then it's going to be hard to swim with them on your back 5K. I'm just giving you a silly example. But there's lots of different ways we can get them excited, but what can you do? So I'd love to hear, you know, your comments. If you can comment now if you're watching. Hey, Allison. So I'd love to hear ideas about what you guys are doing to incorporate movement or exercise within your families and some kind of walk the world big ambitions. I had this friend of a friend, or it was my sister's neighbor, I think. So she's a chiropractor out in Saskatchewan, loves to swim. So she's doing long distance swimming. And what she went on was this holiday, I think she's in the Greek islands, and it was a swimming from island to island vacation. What? Like, that is so cool. How does that even exist? And then she took some time off work and decided to work for them for a few months. So she's doing something she loves, she's active, and she's seeing the world. Cool. So what kind of things would inspire you? If you are a walker or runner, I know there's cool races all around the world, or even the Walt Disney World, you know, plan it around your family. But something short-term, long-term, you know, short-term, medium-term, long-term goals of, I'd love you to kind of think about that and comment if you have some, you know, things that you have loved to do in the past or that you're really, really curious. Like, say you love snowshoeing. How about going snowshoeing in Norway or Finland? So, you know, going to save up your money, and in 5 years, you're going to work up to this snowshoeing awesome trip. Cool. Tell someone about it so that you've got some accountability so they can be asking you about it. Hey, when are you doing that snowshoeing trip? But yeah, so I'd love to hear your ideas. Comment here later. We'll start a cool thread about Walk the World. I'd love to hear what your ideas are. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good night or whenever you see this video, and I will see you later. Bye.